What's good, gang? Matt here, country song teacher, coming live at my father's farm here in Jonesville, Virginia. So we've been having a lot of family time. While my kids were sleeping, I was going through comments, and by far, the two comments I get most are about strumming patterns. And the second, it's something to do with my four chords. And I don't know how, I've been teaching about 10 years, and somehow I got to be famous for my four chords: G, C, E minor, and D. Maybe it's because that's about all I can play. Maybe it's because 9 out of 10 songs I teach are going to use those four chords. Like Luke Combs, y'all feel me? Go out to Luke. So what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of briefly go over the difference of my chords versus the standard way playing, because people ask all the time, Matt, my guitar teacher's teaching something different. Can I use the regular way in your 4-chord songbook? Stuff like that. So this is a shameless plug, but my 40-song 4-chord songbook is 40 songs that the whole verses, chorus, bridge use just G, C, E minor, and D. So real fast, if you, in a standard way, when you're taught like maybe at another guitar teacher or look online, a G chord, you'd probably press the bottom string with your third finger, then 5th and 6th, and strum all 6. This is the way I first learned a G chord. That's your G chord. For your E minor, you'd probably take your ring finger and middle finger and play the 5th and 4th string of the 2nd fret and strum all 6. For your D chord, you're going to play the 3rd and bottom string of the 2nd fret with your 1st and middle finger. With your ring finger, you'll play the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and strum the bottom 4. And then the tricky one that always screwed me up, and I'll go into this in more detail in a second, was the C chord. It's the 2nd string, 4th string, and 5th string. So 2nd string of the 1st fret, 4th string of the 2nd fret, and 5th string, and strum the bottom 5. So in a standard way, you can go. Let's see. I'm gonna be somebody. One of these days I'm gonna break these chains. I'm gonna be somebody someday. You can bet your heart and dollar I will. Now some of y'all, I didn't even know he knew how to play the regular way, but I told y'all I did. I got more skill than y'all give me credit for. So as you can see there, like I said, the standard way of playing, I was going G to a C to a D. Now, the reason I went away from this, and I said this was a game changer that took me from being frustrated, not even wanting to play the guitar, to now I play every day and stuff, obviously, and teach and all that stuff. When somebody showed me to lock in the 2 bottom strings and play a G this way, 5th and 6th, all 6. When I say a C, it's a C add 9. You simply slide your top 2 fingers both down to the 4th and 5th, and strum the bottom 5. For an E minor, simply shift this finger over to the 5th and 4th string, all 6, and then down to the 3rd string for the D, bottom 4. You can see how little movement. I'm gonna be somebody. One of these days I'm gonna break these chains. I'm gonna be somebody someday. Bet your heart and dollar I will. You see how little movement I had on that same song. And if you're a beginner, if you're like me, when I begin something, I've got to see some kind of result, some kind of positive feedback fast, or I'm going to give it up. Maybe that's a spoiled little kid. But if I'm not doing pretty good in something, I'm just like, screw it. So when I used to teach people in person, when I'd go to G, they'd do pretty good. They'd go to E minor. I used to just go. I'd teach them that drill, walking in and out of the G to E minor, back and forth. They would do pretty good. Maybe even a D chord, pretty good. But when I would get to that C, just like me, they'd play G, D, and then you can just hear the song freeze, and they go 2nd, 4th, 5th, back to D, then back to G, D. So the song would stop, and they'd go to a C. And this freeze over and over kept me frustrated. It kept so many young kids that I was teaching guitar frustrated. When it sounds just as good 99% of the time when you play that C add 9. And you, by stabilizing the guitar, that's the key word, by stabilizing the guitar with those two bottom strings locked, you're able to do even your brain works easier. It's easier to move your first finger than the middle, than the ring finger, the pinky. So as you go down your hand, it's just a scientific thing that the brain, it's easier to control this one than this one than this one and so forth. So by locking in the two hardest to control fingers, it allows very easy movement to get you a sound you're familiar with, to get you confidence, to get you playing songs. She got the best of me. She broke my heart now, slippery. It's beating in this guitar. Every night at different times, she follows me around. So you get what's left of me. Yeah, you get what's left of me. She got the best of me. You know, you can play so many. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Baby, you a song that makes me wanna roll my windows down. So many songs. Obviously, I can play 1,000 of them by locking in the two bottom strings. And then what you often see me do to even switch it up a little bit is I'll take my pinky finger off. I might, for example, use my pinky finger on the G and even C, but often on the D, I'll play kind of pinky finger off, even take my middle finger off bottom string, and I'll even on the E minor often leave my ring finger there and press the 5th and 4th. So it's gonna. Alright guys, there's a quick little lesson there. The standard chord is G, C, E minor, and D versus the way I play them. Whichever way you choose, like I said, if you're learning a country song, if you're playing my 4-chord songbook, if you're even looking at my lessons in the future, the past, whatever, if you want to do your standard way, you hear me saying the chords are G, D, E minor, C, and you want to go G, D, E minor, and C. Totally fine. It's going to sound just as good. We can all jam together. As long as you're in the same key. You might need to put a capo. If I'm playing with a capo, you play the capo. But G, C, E minor, D, or G, C add 9, D sus, E minor 7, kind of what I play, they're all going to sound the same. So it's going to be very similar, especially for us rookies. If you're watching me on YouTube, you either think I'm a knucklehead or you're probably not John Mayer yet. So we're all learning this great instrument together. So I teach simple ways just to get people learning fast and playing chords quickly. So that's my job, and I'm sticking to it, right? Guys, check out my website, Countrysongteacher.com, Countrysongteacher.com. I'm gonna get back on this little 4-wheeler here, a little Honda, run up and see, check some cows. My dad has about 200 and some cattle here, like 700 acres, gorgeous, gorgeous farm in Jonesville, Virginia. If you're ever around the Virginia area, stop by like a Canaan land farm and tell them Matt sent you. All right, guys, smash that like button, help your boy out. Until next time, I'll teach you another lesson tomorrow. Let's go.